let's get in another company now. IndiGrid reported what was a steady Q3 performance. We have Harsh Shah, who's the CEO of IndiGrid, who's joining in now. Harsh, thank you very much for joining in. Well, in terms of, let's start in terms of what you reported when it came to the EBITDA. There was a significant improvement which came through there, 680.7 odd crores. Can you just tell us, what led to this improvement and what is your expectation in terms of the performance going forward as well?
So thanks for having us. This quarter, we saw the complete contribution of acquisitions that we did last year, especially Virescent. And that's something which has resulted into a sizable amount of increase versus quarter on quarter last year. And that's something which added a substantial amount of EBITDA to the portfolio this year. Virescent is an acquisition we did earlier last calendar year for approximately 4,000 crores of solar assets.
Okay, 4,000 crores of solar assets. What is your asset portfolio expected to look like over the next 1 to 2 years? If you can tell us what is in the pipeline.
See, right now we have approximately 27,000 crores of assets under management. And there are 3 developments that's taken place which will increase that over next 1 year. First is we have signed a 300 megawatt solar power purchase agreement acquisition from Renew Power, which is going to be approximately adding 1,600 crores to our AUM. In addition to that, we signed one of the first utility scale battery energy storage, which might get implemented soon in Delhi for 40 megawatt hour. Plus, we have 2 TBCB transmission projects, which we are developing right now for approximately 1,100 odd crores. Put together, all of this will add approximately 25 to 2,700 crores of AUM, making us closer to 30,000 crores by the end of the new financial year next year.
So you're saying 30,000 crores by the end of FY25, right?
That's right.
So,
that's it. That's
okay,
something
so
which
what would that mean in terms of target capacity?
So we have just crossed, after closing Renew acquisition, we'll cross around a gigawatt of solar power projects, operational solar power projects. And in terms of our overall transmission assets, we would be approximately 8,000 kilometers in line and approximately 17,000 megawatt of substations.
How did your latest acquisition, Virescent Renewable Energy Trust, perform this quarter in terms of, say, EBITDA as well as collections?
In terms of collection, it performed very well. We've collected more than 100% on account of 2 things. One, the LPS payments, which the Ministry of Power launched, have been working very well. Plus, the normal collections have been working well. In terms of generation, I would say it is better than quarter on quarter versus last couple of years. But it's a little bit short of our expectations, what we expected in terms of CUF, because we saw a lot of cloud covers in this quarter, and which resulted into a little bit of shortage of generation.
What are you on track to meet your quarterly DPU guidance? Or rather your FY24 guidance? I think that stood at a little over 14. Where does it stand now? Are you on track to probably meet it, exceed it?
Yes, we are on track. The quarterly the annual guidance was 14.1, which translates into quarterly guidance of 3.55. And this quarter, we have generated, to be honest, more than 3.55. So we're adding our additional DPU as the reserve for future. And we are delivering 3.55 rupees a unit this quarter. And just to note, this year, mid-year, after Virescent, we had increased the DPU forecast for this financial year, which 14.1, and next financial year 14.2. So this is based on the acquisition of Virescent that we did in August last year. So we are very well on track to meet our guidance of 14.1 for this year.
Okay, and do you have any expectations from the budget this time? It is a vote on account, but there will be a full-blown budget in July. So for the sector per se, anything that you're looking forward to?
I think there is enough and more happening on the energy sector per se, both in terms of capex and policy bodies. So I won't say we have incremental demands from the sector.
Okay. Well, too soon to ask, but the last time that we spoke was maybe around a little more than a month ago, where your absolute net debt was around 17,000 odd crores. What is the plan in terms of reduction of your debt figures, and what can you guide on going into FY25 more decisively?
See, looking at debt absolutely doesn't make sense in infrastructure business. One needs to look at it in relation to size. We are levered at 61% net debt to AUM. And to be honest, we will be one of the lowest in terms of debt to assets or debt to equity ratios in the entire industry. And then all of this is still maintaining AAA. So we don't have goals of reducing gross debt. As we acquire assets, the absolute debt goes up, or we build assets. But we would remain in the range of 60 to 65% and never cross 70%. That's something which is the guidance we work with.
All right, we leave it at that. Thanks, Harsh, for joining in and speaking to CNBC TV18. That's IndiGrid with their view on, of course, the business as well as the way forward. The union budget, though, is just 3 days away. What is your wish list for the finance minister? Remember, it is a vote on account budget, but we have the CNBC TV18 budget ballot box. You can share your budget expectations with us on our website by scanning the QR code on your screen or by logging into cnbctv18.com/budget.